Welcome, and I'd like to thank you for watching my video. This is part of a series of videos in which we're implementing some of the smart technology, including Samsung smart things, so we can automate the home with the lights, switches, thermostats, and so on. But today we've been working on the patio. The patio is going to be approximately a 2,000 square foot bluestone patio with cultured stone, and we had to pick out speakers. And so today we're going to talk about the hooking up of the speakers to the server and the zone audio system. Two different ways we're going to go about it, and what we did in terms of running wire to that area. There's different options. You can go with wireless, you can go with wired. For me, I think wired was better because I had a clean slate. I was able to lay conduit or direct burial and go right from there. But for others, wireless, if you have a patio in place and obviously you can't rip it up and run wires, that may be the better option. But you're wireless, you also have some limitations for that. So the question is, what speakers did we go with? So I have always enjoyed the sound of BOSE. I have several friends who have BOSE outdoor speakers, and so I went with the BOSE Outdoor Environmental Free Space 51, which will show you how they sound on the first test. I was actually surprised at how big these things were, but I guess they're well made, they're durable, and they can actually be outside during winter, spring, summer, fall, and in the snow, the rain, and so on. So it's an all-weather product, okay? And they're not the most attractive looking. They're green in this case, but they are meant for being put into the garden and burying them in. So let's take a look at them. They're pretty light and pretty simple and self-explanatory as to how to install them. Has this odd shaped appearance here, as you can see. Alright, and you can see the wire here in the bottom. So essentially you can run two wires out there, and they give you some nice electrical nuts there to combine the two. And again, this is waterproof and weatherproof and so on and so forth, but I want to immerse it in water. And you'll get an idea of how this sounds. We'll show you how it sounds. But again, these are the BOSE Free Space 51 environmental speakers. These cost me about $495 for the pair, okay? And I bought two pairs of them. So that way I have full, nice surround sound. I may even add some extra sound, so we'll see. So where's the sound coming in from? Where's the wires coming in from? You can see over here, I'll do a zoom in. That yellow is actually the gas line. Well, let's zoom in here and take a look at what we got going on. So I did use two separate the speaker wires, just because I ran out at one point. So I did pick up one at Lowe's, the other at Mono Price. You can see the brown and the white is my speaker wire, and the blue is Cat 6. So you say, why do I have two Cat 6 cables running outside to my brand new patio? Well, it's not for internet. What it is for, though, is I will be running Cat 6 cable out there for two TVs. So I'll run HDMI over Cat 6 with an IR extender. So it'll be an IR extender, which allows us to have that capability of watching TV out back there. And you can watch some of my other videos to see how we achieve that with the IR extender. You can find that product on Amazon. Okay, so basically I have the Cat 6, I have the 4 speaker wires because I have 4 speakers, and the speaker that I went with, nothing special, got from Mono Price. It's Access Series 16AWG CL2, rated 2 conductor speaker wire, and I had to get several hundred feet. You can see over here I have, you know, all the extra stuff there, speaker cable, Cat 6 cable, and the boxes and so on and so forth. So once I had dug the trenches and laid the speakers out in the backyard, and I'll show you photos of that as well, I ran it through the wall here coming into my garage, where I have my big box here which houses all my important electronics, including the Synology server, all of the Airport Expresses, which enable me to have many zones. You can see down there with the blue lights, there's the Dayton. Okay, this is the 12-channel Dayton Audio multi-zone amplifier, and that's by DaytonAudio.com, and that's absolutely amazing. This allows me to essentially have different zones of audio in my home. So I go into the den, I can play different music at the same time that I'm playing in the living room, dining room, or master bathroom, or master bedroom, or office. So it's cool when you're having a party, if you want to have different, you know, rooms with different audio and so on and so forth, and have it at the palm of your hands, the power to change the audio. And you know, there's several different softwares. I'm not an Apple user, but obviously I am using the Apple Airport Express here as part of my AirPlay device. And I'll show you. And we have the Samsung Smart Things in there as well. But what I do use, as far as the software end is concerned, is several different things. On the computer, we'll use tuneblade, which allows you to stream audio from your laptop, from your tablet, to any number of speakers or all the speakers. And that's a very nice application. And I will show you this on screen capture on the laptop as well. But that's tuneblade, okay? So check out tuneblade as well. As far as the software is concerned, several things. Well, we use iTunes, and that works, you know, with AirSync, iTunes Sync and AirPlay, and Magic Play devices. I also use the CloudPlayer, which is by Double Twist, and basically that's a player that puts you in control of your music no matter where it's stored in the cloud, and you can stream to your AirPlay devices. Thing Network Tools, you know, allows me to see that my devices are all hooked up and working well, and the Double Twist Music Player Sync is the one that syncs with the Apple software. Okay, so the software is just as important as the hardware, but you know, especially if you're using Android devices, and that's pretty much what I'm using here. So I'm just going to give you a brief look at the front of our zone to audio, which is pretty cool. You can see down there, and you see the blue lights there. Okay, and these are each 6 zone. All right, and we'll show you the back of it and how that works. So basically, getting back to the speakers, there's a couple different ways we can do this. So I bring the speaker wire in from outside, and we'll take an example, this one here. One of the things I can do is I can run the speaker wire, say, along the wall, okay, to make it neat. And this is by far not neat, okay? I'm in the process of cleaning it up. And I can bring it up into my wall mount bracket there, okay? And in the wall mount bracket is where I will install the ICC binding post speaker keystone jacks, which I have a picture for you here. I don't have them right this moment, but I have a picture you can see here, and these will just pop right in there. All right, and it's easy to hook up the speaker wire to that. So the speaker wire will go in, you'll loosen this up with a screwdriver. You can see the little area there, okay? And they'll just simply pop in there, okay? Then from the wall mount there, you will take a separate speaker wire, okay? And on one end, what you'll do is you'll install the high quality gold plated speaker banana plugs, which I get at mono price, okay? And what I'll do is I'll show you that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you see this here, this is the black and this is the red, and you loosen them up and you're going to run the speaker wire into there, and then you're going to close and tighten it as such. So what I can do is I can show you an example of how this would work with the end of a speaker wire. So we have the end of a speaker wire here, alright? And simply what we're going to do is we have the black, okay, and you'll push this in and we'll screw it tight. It doesn't pull, okay? And then you have the red, and we'll put this in and then we'll make it tight. Alright, and now you have, these are the banana plug ends, and this will plug into the ICC jack over there. Okay? Now, what does the other end do? Well, the other end is interesting because that's where it's going to commence with the Dayton 12-channel, 12-zone audio system. And I do have another camera on that device. We'll move to the back of our server here to give you an idea. So I want to show you the back of it, because this is very important to note. It is a little bit busy in there. We'll just move it up a little bit, and we'll give you an idea of what we're looking at. So here you can see this is the speaker wire that's coming from the wall there, okay? And it has these green jacks on it, which are going to connect to the left and the right on the Dayton Audio speaker amplifier, okay? So I'll show you what that looks like, and that's again very simple to work with. I'll take one of them out, you can see here, okay? And you can ask, well, how do we connect these? Well, it's simple. Let's take a speaker wire. So one end is going to be your banana. The other end, we're looking at this right now, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab myself a little screwdriver like this. Alright, and I want to make sure that we loosen this. You can see here, because you can see where it's going to go. Right into that spot, okay? So let's loosen that, make sure it's wide open, and loosen that, make sure it's wide open. Because what's going to happen is our speaker wire is going to go into here. Alright, so we'll go like this with one of them. And you want to cut it a little bit more, so I can actually take my device, which I will do for purposes of this. Cut the wire, and cut the wire here. And I want to make sure it's open. I will insert this. Okay, and then I will insert the other end, which is the black, and then I will hold that together and I will screw this in so it's tight, and I will connect this to the back of the Dayton audio amplifier, as you can see there. Okay, now the question is, now that we're connected to the Dayton audio amplifier, how is the audio going to play to a different zone? That's ultimately the goal, so we want to look at that. And that's where the Apple Airport Express comes in to be important. Okay, and you can see there's green and a red there. Sorry, there's a red and a white. And what we're simply going to insert there is we have the cable matters, 6-foot 3.5mm male to 2 RCA stereo audio cable in black. Okay, and you can see the ends of these. That end, this end. These ends will go into the back of the Dayton audio, which you can see over here. Okay, and the other end, which we will raise the camera for, a lot going on in here, so bear with me. We'll go into the back of one of the Airport Expresses. So for every room or zone we will have an Airport Express. So, for example, this is the dining room, okay? Labeled as such. And you can see there's a power cord to power it, and there's a 3.5mm jack going in there. And then we have the Ethernet cable here. Now the Ethernet cable is going to go from here, and it could be a small black one, and that is going to go to the router. And we have the Netgear router here, alright, the ProSafe. And the reason for this is how you get it, you know, hooked up to the network. Okay, so this is the important part. This is how it attaches to the network, and you're able to access it through your Wi-Fi and so on. So anyone that comes into your home that has access to your Wi-Fi network essentially can stream audio, video, whatever they want through the Android or the Apple device. So I have several more spots here for inputs, and I do have one more set of BOSE speakers I'm going to install, so I will be putting another Airport Express in, which is this. These are $99, and then I'll be needing one of these, alright, which is pretty short. And then I'll be needing a Cable Matters RCA stereo audio cable, okay, right here. And essentially once that's done, then it comes down to, well, the computer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I have basically ran the speaker wire for the final set, but I have not installed the software for the software or the hardware for the next zone. So this zone we are going to call patio front, okay, and I'll show you how we do that. But I am going to go ahead and set up the Apple Airport Express for my next zone. And you can work with the software on a Mac or a Windows device. My ThinkPad here, you can look in the bottom right hand corner here, and you'll see Airport Base Station. Okay, and I'm going to my router, and this is where I manage essentially the different Airport Express devices and the zoned audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and find my final Airport device box. I've had to buy so many of them because we have a maximum of 12 zones. So I get this for $99. And what I'm going to do is I have a power strip, several power strips, because I've been running out of space. Alright. Always ensure you have enough power running to this. Also ensure that you have it raised in an area where it's not going to get wet. And you want it to be in a cool area. So it does have fans built in. It is a nice box, but as I have been finding out, I'm probably going to expand even more, and I'm going to need something bigger. So what we're doing now is we're going to put another zone in. So another zone means more Apple Airport Express. So we have here Apple Airport Express. We'll open that up. And I already told you what we need. Okay. So we'll unwrap this. And what I did is I'm going to skip the connection to the wall there. Not because of time, but because of, again, I need to expand my capabilities. I don't have all the room in the world. So I'm going to just put the necessary plugs on the back of this, which I've already done, and this, which I've already done, and I'm going to put these in the back of the amplifier. So it's getting a little crowded in there, so let's go ahead and plug this in. Once this is plugged in, I'm going to then attach the RCA cable and the Ethernet cable. We do have a nice box back here of goodies where I can find my monoprice Ethernet cables. Alright, we'll open up this. And then we'll go back to the device and connect the oh so important speakers. And then what I'll do is I'll test it on my, I'm not an Apple guy, I'll test it on my wife's phone. She has the Apple. But I can always test it on mine, but so let's connect this. This is just for the video simply, okay? I'm going to do this not as neat as I normally would because I'm gonna go and take it out. You can see it's giving us an orange light. Okay. And I'm going to attach Ethernet here. Alright, Ethernet here. I'll put it in to 12. Okay. Now this isn't doing anything right now because I haven't attached this and I haven't attached the speakers. So let me go ahead and attach this here. The back. And we'll show you how that works, okay? So we'll just let this sit right here for now. And you know what? Come along back here with me. The end zone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the next available zone. And you can see right there pretty clearly the zone right there. So I'm going to plug these in there along with the RCA. That's one. That's two. And let's get the RCA going. We'll put the RCA cable. And once we connect this, it's not done because I need to basically tell the software what's going on, okay? And I need to hook up the speakers, obviously. So let's go up here, and you can see the black and the red and the white area. And that's where I'm going to plug in my white. And I bought the extra long ones just because I have a lot of traffic going on in here. Okay. And the red. Alright. And then the other end is going to go into the end of the Apple Airport Express. And from here on, I'm going to show you on the software end how it's going to work. But first we're going to connect the speakers, okay? So I'll take you outside. Okay, so welcome back. So right now I'm actually going to be using my screen recording software, the Camtasia, and I'm going to show you how you do the software end of it. As you can see here, there was a airport station discovered, base station. So we're going to go ahead and configure that. I'm going to record it with the screen so that you have better access to the video for that, and we can talk about that fully. Okay, so welcome back. So this now is the software portion of it. I've connected the speakers to the speaker wire to the back of the Dayton Audio 12-channel multi-zone amplifier, and I've connected the RCA cable to the back of the Dayton, and then to the Airport Express, and I've connected the Ethernet from the Airport Express to the router. So now it has found a base station here, alright, and we're going to need to name it something else. We have den, dressing room, guest room, master bedroom, master bathroom, we have office. We've got several different ones here, as you can see, okay. And let's see what it picks up. So it picks up the base station, alright. It's checking for airport software and firmware updates. So we may have done it with this. And looks like we have. So you can see the patio left. We have office, we have waterfront router. We have everything we need here. So this is going to be called something else. We're going to be calling it, I don't know, patio right. So we'll go to manual setup, alright. And I want to look for an IP address that I can use. But I'm not going to tell you that. Okay. So I can tell you what it's coming up on now. And it says 3 problems were found. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it patio left. Okay. I'm going to go to wireless. I want not to create a wireless network. I want it off, okay? And that gets rid of that. And patio left. Okay. And then I'm going to go to here. I don't want to share it public. I want this off. I want bridge mode. Alright. And for here, I'm not going to use DHCP. I want to do it manually. Okay. And it asks you, well, what's the IP address going to be? Well, let us see what is available. You gotta have some patience with this stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll go with a 14. If that's the case, we're going to see the name of it change to Patio Right. Or whatever the heck we called it for that matter. So it's good that... Alright, well, I actually named it Patio Back Left, which may have been dumb. But we can actually rename it, so it'll be simple. We'll rename it Patio Front. How about that? We'll do that. We'll name it Patio Front. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you outside and we will take the speaker out there. Well, the two speakers, okay? And I'm going to show you how it sounds. But I'm going to have to use some royalty-free music, okay? Which we will obtain from YouTube Creator Studios. This is just to show you an example of how good it sounds, okay? And how quickly it is to set up, although the video tutorial has not been quick because we're dependent on software and waiting, but we'll get it going. So, like I said, I'm a Windows, ThinkPad, Samsung person, but in setting this up I used a Synology server and I used the Time Capsule, which is actually one of the oldest ones, as my router, and then the Apple Airport Expresses, which I'm now I think up to 11 of them or so, for my AirPlay system and zoned audio system. So it's trying to finish something here, okay, so we'll just wait for it to finish. Alright, so patio left. And let's see what we got here. Let's see if we picked up so looks like we got patio back left and patio left. Okay, that's what we picked up according to my Apple device here. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is we can go back and change the names of these. It's not that hard. All right, patio left, and let's go.
Okay, so welcome back. So this is the patio that we're talking about here. Approximately 2,000 square foot. Gonna be looking at blue stone. We got some cultured stone on the wall there with a sitting wall, and over there in the corner we will have a very nice gas fire pit in the corner there. And here will be the nice outdoor kitchen with a bar, and we have Cat 6 cable coming out here for 2 TVs, pavilion, and so on. We have low voltage LED lights. But right now I want to focus on the speakers, and I'll have several speakers surrounding the area here. You can see there's a speaker wire in the corner there, so perhaps that's where we'll first head over to. Okay, so we'll go over there and then we'll bring over the speakers that we have. We ran this directly underground, but coming through conduit, so you know, obviously we know where it is. And the first thing we'll have to do is we'll have to grab this. This wire is actually pretty tough. And what we'll do is we'll splice the end of it, because we need to have a nice end for our connection to our speaker. Alright, and I'll get rid of some of the little bad end because it's been out here a little bit, okay, out in the weather. And again, you can see there we have regular electric, which would be for the pavilion, okay, and then we have the Cat 6 cable, which will be for the pavilion's high definition. We'll probably be going with 4G. TV. We also have a TV under the in front of the bar over there. You know, you live life once. You work hard, you might as well enjoy it, right? That's what I say. Alright, so we've got one end here cut, and we'll show you that, but I'm going to snip the middle of it so we can have some space there to work. And then I'm going to bring over our feature, which is the speakers, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll just test it, and we'll show you how it works. And again, these are the BOSE environmental. Not cheap, but they're all weather. Now, you know, some people say, "Oh, you're worried about people taking them." Well, try. It's about 10 cameras set up around here, all bells and whistles. Believe me, you're not getting out of here alive. These are my speakers. And if you want the speakers, you know, whatever. So, this is some really tough wire though, so, you know, you're gonna have to have a scissor to basically cut through it, because it is tough. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll go grab one of our speakers over there. We'll be right back. Now these speakers are actually meant to be buried into the ground, from what I've read and saw. You can see here's the big speaker here, and on the bottom is your speaker wire. Turn this over, and it doesn't take a scientist to figure this one out, but you put one to the other, okay? So what we'll do is we'll connect, twist it, and we'll turn this here. And then we'll do the same over here. You can see some gooey stuff coming out. That's nice for the make it stick. And we'll do the same here. Now these technically should be working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn this over, and then I'm going to take a Apple phone, because that's what I want to check from initially, and we'll test it. It's just one speaker there. The other speaker will go there.